Hello guys, my name is Thompson. I'm from Nigeria. I'm privileged to be the founder and the lead for Sui Basecamp, and it's a great honor talking to you guys today. So today I'm going to be talking on a very, very important topic that is very, very dear to me, which is the catalyst for mass adoption in Africa. So I'm going to be sharing from my weight of experience what it took Sui Basecamp to be where it is today and the work we have done so far, right? Just to try to cheer us up. Back in Africa, so I hope some of you guys who are not African here will try to join us in trying to exercise our body. There's a game we do play back then in university. It used to be like, I would say, great Nigeria students. So it's going to be like Boza, 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 right? So I'm going to say great Sunamites. So I'll get like a three response like a Boza, Boza. You can use your hand, demonstrate in this way. Boza, Boza, Boza. Are we good? Can we do that? All right. So this time I'm going to say great tsunamis.
Boza, Boza, Boza.
That is not enough. I need like your energetic energy. I want you to do it with more passion and the rest. So great tsunamis. You got it so right. All right, you got it so right. So once again, my name is Thompson. I'm privileged to be the lead and founder for Sui Basecamp. Sui Basecamp is an initiative that was bettered to onboard the next generation of Web3 talent in Africa, right? So what we basically do is that we train developers, train students. We go to university, pick up the student and train them and teach them about the Sui move, teach them about how to become a professional in a various tech field, right? So today, it's a great honor to be speaking with you guys about the catalyst for mass adoption in Africa, right? It's interesting to note that out of the $125 billion Africa economy, Nigeria contributes about $15 billion to that economy, right? That's nearly half, right? So, and it's also interesting to note that out of this amazing figure, amazing number, 85% of African youths, the jobs they have are still informal. That is, there's no structure, there is no like a physical place where they go to work every day. It's just like a marketplace, go to the market, I sell this, I sell that. There's no proper structures for the job, right? So it's also good to note that blockchain technology coming into Africa will actually bridge that gap, because I want to assume that we all know that the whole idea of the blockchain technology is to bring like a decentralized technology, a trustless technology to bridge the gap, right? So that sometimes we don't need to have our funds in the bank. We can just sit in our house and make our transactions, can send our mails and the rest, right? So, and also with this gap, it is interesting to know that Africa is hugely positioned for this, right? To lead the global movement, right? You might be asking, why is Africa? Why do we need to focus on Africa? Why do we need to say, why is Africa ready to lead this charge, right? So three interesting points we have. One is a youthful. Okay, I'm going to talk why Africa the fertile ground. Nigeria, I already say that, $59 billion out of $125 billion economy, right? So Africa is ready to lead this charge, right? So youthful demographics, right? So we got about $1.5 billion, 1.5 billion people in Africa. I'm sorry, I'm calling money a lot. We got about 1.5 billion people in Africa. It's quite amazing to also note that out of these 1.5 billion people, about 70% of this population are under 30. right? Under 30, they are young, vibrant, young people who are, and we all know a lot of amazing things about young people. They are ready to adapt to this new technology. They're ready to learn about this new technology and the rest. So that's about 600 million people are under 30, right? So we are basically a generation born into tech. This number does not mean, it doesn't just mean, it does not mean an ordinary number. It means power, right? So because you could imagine an economy being run by young people under 30, right? So, and the good to know about the African youth people is that we are creative, we're ambitious, we want to change the narrative of things, and we're ready to adapt this new technology. So the next is Africa Digital Surge. So as of last year, 2024, it was recorded that Africa had about a 43% internet penetration. That should mean about I think about how many people again? I need to be sure with my about 600 million people are online. We got 600 million people who have access to smartphones, right? And it doesn't just stop there. There's also another stat that was gotten that says by 2026 we are going to achieve 50% growth of internet penetration. That means we're going to have 50% of Africans having access to mobile devices, having access to internet and the rest, right? So this is the digital wave, right? This is not just numbers. This is a digital wave. These Africans taking things by themselves, trying to change the whole narrative of them being tech savvy, right? And okay, so 50% by 2026, rapid growth projected, creating half the continent in just 2 years. So, right, what does it call for? What does it mean to us? This means that we are ready, we are set, and how does this also affect the blockchain technology? This also means that mobile first adoption, right? This can also mean that most of these guys having access to some of our DeFi's, trying to do transactions, send money, cross-border payments, sending money from their friends in Kenya. As I'm from Nigeria, right? So I want to send money to some of my friends in Ghana. I can easily, just a quick tap, press some numbers, I'm sending this money, right? So in the year 2026, 50% of Africa, remember I said Africa is about 1.5 billion people, right? And 70% are being run by youth under 30, right? And most of these youth have access to a smart device, right? So we having blockchain technology, bringing in some of these solutions, investing in us, coming to invest in our youth, invest in our project, is going to bridge this gap. So because you can imagine 70% of a population using a particular technology, right? And if you can recall vividly, I also made mention of the fact that currently now, about 40% of Africans don't have access to internet services. Doesn't mean that we are just folding our hands, right? We are looking for ways to improve, we're looking for ways to get more investment, to get more of this technology to come and we start utilizing the internet, right? So financial exclusion. So about 400 million plus Africans are financially excluded. That should mean they don't have access to basic financial services, right? So I don't know, if you ask me, I don't see a problem here. I see an opportunity for investors. I see an opportunity for projects coming to invest in this, right? And the good thing to note, out of these 400 million people, they're not just in their house, in their sofa, sitting down and saying, I'm unbanked. No, that's not what they're doing. They're trying to look elsewhere, looking for good technology, looking for trustless solutions, DeFi's that can come in and they will start integrating. And it's also good to note that Africans are tired of going to the bank. I personally, I can't recall the last time I went to the bank. Most times I don't get my mobile device and get a DeFi or something, a fintech to make some transaction. Because going to the bank, there are a lot of these structures kept in place that are going to take a lot of your time. So you can imagine you're supposed to go to work and spend about 6 hours in work, and you're spending about 2 hours in the bank, right? That is totally not making sense, right? So, yeah, sorry. So, yeah, I spoke about financial inclusion. So the next, I'm going to be introducing you to what I'm so passionate about, what we have been able to do as Africans, because now we Africans, we're taking power into our hands, right? We're trying to change the narrative. And I'm going to introduce you to Sui Campus, the engine of adoption. I made mention earlier how Africa were ready to take the charge, were ready to lead the charge with, number one, our youthful demographic. 70% of us being youth. That's about 700 million people being under 30, right? So we got initiative Sui Campus, which I'm privileged to lead, and some of my other team members who are also in the audience. So, interesting question. You might be wondering, what is Sui Campus? Why Sui Campus, right? So Sui Campus is an initiative that was onboarded with a core vision of onboarding the next generation of Web3 talents, right? We have been able to see some of the gaps. We have seen that Africa, we have a huge youthful population. So now, why don't we get these youths to get their hands to work? Why don't we get these youths to use their hand to change the hands of time, right? So we created this initiative to go around our universities to teach these guys, to educate these guys about blockchain technology. And a good question you might have in your mind, why university, right? Because if you can imagine, where else can you get a huge number of young people in a confined space? There's literally nowhere except in the university, right? So the fact that we as me personally and possibly my team going to the campuses is like, we mean business, because we know that this is where we can get good amount of young people, and not just young people, talented people, innovative people who are ready to work, right? So, and I also see the university as a fertile ground, right? So we go in there, meeting some of these students, teach them about blockchain technology, teach them how to build using the Sui Move programming language. So I'm going to talk more about that. So welcome, welcome to Sui Campus, welcome to one of the vibrant community in Africa, right? So currently we have our presence about 12 plus universities. 12 plus universities. We have a total community of about 6,000 students in our community actively going on X, contributing to the Sui ecosystem, not just the Sui ecosystem, continuing to the blockchain general, and the blockchain ecosystem in general. So, so basically we host events, educational events, go to this university, host this, get a lot of young students, teach them, bring them up, train them, and also connect them to jobs, right? We host events like Sui Hackfest. The Sui Hackfest is like our yearly hackathon. We'll bring different students from different parts of Nigeria, right? So come to a confined space to build using the Sui Move language. We also promote blockchain education, right? We believe that education is the fastest way to get people to know about blockchain technology. And that's one of the main reasons why we're focused on the university, right? So recently, just last week, we had our first anniversary. What a moment, what a moment. And it was quite emotional for me because we got a lot of students who were privileged enough to get onboarded, get jobs, and also share their story, how they started, where they were before, and here they are today, right? A huge difference, right? So it was an emotional moment for me and also for my team, right? So also at Sui Campus, we train developers, right? We train developers. Currently, we have the largest pool of Sui Move developers in Africa, right? We have the students in our community who are actively learning and also looking forward to, some of them are also looking forward to get jobs and work for the ecosystem in general, not just Sui, in the general internet space, right? So as you can see, these are pictures from our last hacker house, which was held in Abuja. These are some students who are currently working with Wirus, building stuff on Wirus, which was introduced to us during the event today at the main stage, by George. So I'm going to be talking about some projects also, and not just this. We have a lot of projects. But this was the one my team was able to quickly put on the slide. But I'm going to be highlighting, talking about the rest as we go on. So I'm going to talk about Payfrica, right? Payfrica at CISO, as we are all saying so, is a DeFi solution. And this project, interestingly, are being built by students, right? These are young guys, under 20, trying to change the hands of time, right? So they have seen the issues of the level of financial inclusion in Africa, and now they saw a problem, and now they're trying to change this problem. So Africa is a solution whereby it's a DeFi solution where you can enable seamless, low-cost transaction for unbanked, right? For those people, so they're trying to locate those people who are unbanked, give them the solution. Come on, you can use this. You can use this to send money to your brother in Ghana. You can use this to send money to your brother in Kenya. You can use this to send money to your brother in possibly South Africa, right? So this is what they're working on. And also, they're interesting to note, they're building this on a Sui ecosystem. They're using the Sui blockchain. And if you ask me for my opinion, why are they building this on Sui? Sui is very cheap. Sui is actually very cheap. Cheap transaction fees, and sometimes having sponsored transaction is something that interests builders to build on, right? So the next is SuiMail, right? This project also is also being worked by students also, young students still under 20, trying to currently creating a solution to send email, right? Those of us using some other mailing system here would note with me that sometimes we get a lot of spams, which doesn't make sense, right? So these guys are trying to eradicate that, and they're also integrating Walrus protocol. So from the key point from here, we have decentralized email service on Sui, prioritize user privacy and security. Sometimes I get scared that who is reading my mail, right? Who is going through my mail? I don't know if there's possible like a database somewhere that someone could be on his PC or on his scrutinizing my mail, which doesn't make sense, right? Uses blocking for a created tamper-proof communication. Other alternatives to traditional Web3 ecosystem. These projects are also being built by students. So we also have other projects like 4Dummies, which we have some of the students currently here who are working on that already. So that is like an educational platform to help onboard users into Web3, to help onboard users into Sui, right? So you go there, you see some educational stuff. How do I use Navi protocol? How do I use Payfrica? How do I use SuiMail? So these guys are currently working on this project to help onboard others, right? So if you can see, we are aligned. We are able to like onboard young students, and now they're also thinking bigger to get like an app to also onboard these young students, right? So so these are all other initiatives from our developers, such as AgriChain, which is also going to go live, are also moving forward, addressing difficulties specific to Web3 solutions in Africa. Sui on campus will push more projects. This is just the beginning. So remember, I stated we are just 1 year, and interestingly, you can see what we have been able to achieve. The catalyst. Why students? Why are we using students? Interesting question, right? So for some of us who have been privileged to go to the university, go to the college, you notice that when we get to learn about a new technology, sometimes we meet our peers to say, okay, have you heard about this technology? Because I can remember vividly how I knew about blockchain technology. It was by a classmate of mine. He was like, Thompson, have you heard about this blockchain? I'm like, yes, can you? So a period of about 3 weeks put me through, and I was able to learn a lot. And here am I today, right? So we have this culture or tradition in Africa where someone learns about a new technology and wants to talk to his peer about it. I remember I made mention of our universities being a fertile ground, right? This is like an education hub for Africa, right? So we're focused on these students because we believe that these students are talented, they are innovative, and they are ready to be the forerunner of teaching this technology called blockchain. That is why I personally call students the catalyst. I'm also privileged. While I was still at school, sometimes my mom come to my room, always see him talking about some DeFi solution. Like, oh, Thompson, what do you mean? What is this? What's the meaning of blockchain? And I actually put her through. Okay, fine. This is what it is. This is what it is. I kind of brought like a pragmatic example to say, for example, do you like what your banks are doing to you? Crazy problems everywhere, right? So there's something called DeFi, where only you have control over your money. No one is ticket. So the catalysts are students, right? They are bold, experimental, and push boundaries. They collaborate, share ideas, and build relationship. They are resourceful, analytical, and tackle challenges heads on. Thank you very much. And yeah, so you can see also pictures here. We have a picture of some of our events. I was also privileged to travel to the southeastern part of Nigeria. This is University of Nigeria, Enugu, UNN. And we have about 300 plus students in a particular event coming to learn about blockchain technology, right? And also, I think you should also remember when I made mention of African always ready to accept, to adapt to new technology. So this was the event we hosted about blockchain technology. From this event, about 30%, no, about 40% didn't know about blockchain technology. But after the event, when we got the feedback from, they were all satisfied with the level of knowledge they got. And some of them here are currently building some projects on Sui, right? Currently building, trying to, and striving hard to get a project live already. Also, we have another picture here. This one was from the Federal University of Technology, Akure, southwestern part of Nigeria. We had about, I can't count from here. So as you can see, we are carrying everyone along. We are carrying Africans along. We are carrying Nigerians along. We're trying to make sure that we change the hands of time, right? So, what are the challenges? Challenges ahead: high data cost, right? The prices of data in Africa so expensive. So currently, with the whole change of administration in Africa, we are currently facing some terrible times. So high data costs, low awareness, skills gap, and this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to empower this. We're trying to provide data for these guys, for these students, and also the low awareness. We're trying our best. So far, remember I made mention of, we have about 6,000 people, 6,000 plus students in our community, right? We're trying to create more awareness, make people know about this blockchain technology. And not just blockchain technology, Sui, this Sui blockchain, right? So we're trying to bridge the gap. We're trying to create more awareness, right? The skills gap. The skill gap, well, currently, I remember I made mention of we offering training programs, Hacker House, hackathons, and some other initiatives to help bridge that gap, right? We're trying to upskill most of our students to be able to get jobs, possibly outside Nigeria, work abroad, and also get like basic job even in Nigeria, and also build projects by themselves, right? Because there's this terrible narrative that Africans are consumers. No, that is not true, right? Africans are also builders. In as much we also consume other technology, we use other technology, we also build our own technology, right? So vision for inclusivity, right? As much as we can, at Sui campus, we are trying to carry everyone along. That's every race, every gender. We're trying to carry everyone along. The females, the male, we're trying to carry them along. We are trying to ensure that everyone is being carried along. So how are we tackling this? We are encouraging female participation. We want to ensure that the girls don't just say tech is for men. No, tech is for men. No, we also want to encourage female developers. So as you can also see, this is Lois Choji. She's an ambassador of Sui and also the head of data collection for Sui campus, right? So we're trying to bridge the gap. And we also have our head of media, who is also a female. So we're trying to encourage more participation through workshops, mentorship, and networking events. We're also trying to support women-led projects and initiatives, right? So we're looking after female developers. Currently, we have them a lot. We have about 7 of them who are actively learning the Sui move and wanting to build on the Sui move and the Sui language, right? So foster a culture of equality and respect. In Nigeria in specific, we have our 3 major tribes. We have the Yoruba, we have the Hausas, we have the Igbos. And it's good to note that we are carrying this tribe along. We are going to culture. We are tracking it. We are going, okay, fine. We don't care whether you're Igbo. We don't care whether you're Yoruba. We don't care whether you're Hausa. We're trying to, you just need to know about technology. You need to know, okay? And also, I'm also Igala. I'm the one of the minority tribe in Nigeria. And it's good to know that I also know about the blockchain. So we're trying to bridge that gap. No culture, discrimination, no this, no that, right? So vision for inclusivity. We're trying to develop a user interfaces for non-technical users, right? And I think for this, we have been able to tackle this because I made mention of some of our students, some of our alumni were able to build stuff like for dummies, which you don't need to be technical, you don't need to know about the Sui move before you can use the blockchain technology. You can also get an app where you can learn about Sui, you can learn about protocols, you can learn about blockchain and the rest. So, and also educate users about Web3 benefits and applications beyond coding, right? So it's not a crime you don't know how to code, right? So we're also trying to make every community member of us feel among, right? You can also be a content creator, you can be a project manager, you can be some of this interesting stuff, right? So that's what we're currently trying to do. Involve diverse stakeholders in decision-making process, and also recognize diverse skill sets such as design, marketing, and content creation. If you go on X today, you see some of our amazing students who are out there create content about blockchain technology, trying to educate the masses, right? So we're also trying to accept this guy. We have accepted it already. We're trying to bring them aboard, bring them fully, and say, okay, fine. We want you to. You can work this place. You can work that. You can have your own content creation brand and the rest. Provide training and resources for non-technical roles, right? Encourage interdisciplinary collaboration so that someone in biochemistry can collaborate with someone who is studying computer science, right? Someone from studying fine art can collaborate with someone who is an engineer, a software engineer. So we're trying to create a platform where these all guys can collaborate together. Yeah. The roadmap ahead. Yeah, so remember I said we're just 1 year anniversary. Please can you guys clap for Sui on campus? Yeah. Yeah. So we are just 1 year, and this is what I've been able to achieve. 6,000 plus students, more to come, right? It doesn't just end here. This is our roadmap. We're trying to expand the reach of Sui on campus, right? We're looking at establish a strong presence in major African universities, including Francophone regions and the rest. So what we've been able to do is we're able to establish a strong community in Nigeria. So what do? We're just trying to do a copy and paste. What works in Nigeria can also work in Kenya, right? With just a little addition of their culture also and the rest, right? Sui Build Africa Hackathon. We're looking at organizing an hackathon where every builder from every developer from Africa can come into a single space and learn and build on Sui. SOC, Sui on Campus Developer Grant, and Accelerator Program. So we're trying to encourage more of our builders, more of our developers, by giving them a little funds they can to take their project forward. And Accelerator Program, like an incubation program where these guys can learn about business, how to scale their technology from just MVP to be like a multi-billion dollars project. And we're also looking at working on that, having an Accelerator Program. The roadmap, SOC digital learning platform, right? We're trying to create a platform whereby the student can go online on a single app to also learn about blockchain technology, Sui technology, and thanks to one of our students who have been able to achieve the whole 4 Dummies app to educate students, right? My time is almost up, and I'm really grateful for you guys coming to listen to me. Thank you very much, guys, and I want to assure you guys that this is just the beginning. And look into Africa, and a lot of opportunity. Africa is a fertile ground, and please invest in Africa today. Thank you very much. Good. So I'm open to questions. Possibly you can meet me by the side and to ask. Okay, yeah, I want questions. Yeah, questions. Yeah. You have a question? Yeah. Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah, so I
I just want to. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yeah. I wasn't here from the beginning of the program, but I would just like to find out the Sui on campus. Is it only limited to students in school, or others can join? And if they can, what is the process?
Yes. So currently we are also open to other people. Currently, I had like a discussion with one of my team members about having like an alumni community. That should mean that you must not be in the university currently. You have like, you're done with school and you want to connect. You also want to keep doing what you're doing. You want to also feel among in the community. We are also working on that. But currently we are majorly focused on students, on university students. Yeah, does that answer your question? Yeah, thank you. Okay.
How are you doing? So I have two questions, if that's okay. So the first question is, we exist in this place where infrastructure is not lacking when it comes to blockchain technology. I saw mention of something called Pay Africa.
Afropay.
Afropay. How big is the collection of apps that are available with a specific focus on Nigeria, Africa? With Sui, is Pay Africa, is it just one? Is there a multitude of apps that are actually out there and being used? What's usage like on these apps? And then the second question is related more towards Sui on campus. So, what learnings are you guys taking from, say, Solana, who have a pretty decent ecosystem in Nigeria? The Ethereum guys have probably less of a community, but what kind of learnings are you guys taking to kind of like grow the Sui ecosystem in Nigeria? Are there any learnings, or you guys just completely doing your own thing?
Yeah, so good question actually. So from the first question, using from other protocols, we already have projects which are already live. We have project like UseAza, which is built on it's like a cross-chain product, right? Integrates I think Base, Solana, and I'm currently in discussion with them on how they can integrate Sui, because it's going to be better for them, because just like what I said, Sui is actually very, very cheap. And as Africans, and as Nigerians, it's actually interesting that we like cheap things. We like things that are fair in price, right? So them integrating Sui also is going to be like an added advantage to them also. So we have a lot of these dApps that are already live already, but I personally, this is like a personal thought, I believe that Pay Africa is going to change everything, because I think the last time Adeni was in Lagos, he made mention of African, because Binance cannot solve our problem, Bybit cannot solve our problem. We need a solution that critically study the problems from Africa and building a solution that solves those problems. I think that's one of the things one of these guys are actually doing. It's because from the information I've gotten, they have gone to the market, meet those ordinary market women to understand their problems, the difficulties they face in the banking system, and these guys are trying to do that, right? The second question you made mention of, right? For Sui on campus, we are big on learning, right? There have been some initiatives we have had to copy from Super Team on Solana. There have been some activations we've gotten to copy from Tom Blockchain. I think you're based in Germany, right? So we're basically picking from year, then try to adjust it to fit into our culture. Because if you agree with me, not what works for Solana can work for Sui. Not what works in Germany can work in Nigeria. So we copy some of these, get some idea, then try to fit into our culture to see how it can work for our people. Yeah, good. Thank you. Do you have any question? Okay, good. You can go.
So you originated in Nigeria, Sui on campus. Do you have any future to extend it to other, because you spoke of Africa, to other countries in Africa? Yes.
Brilliant question, actually. Currently now, we are focused in Nigeria, right? And it's also interesting to note that I personally have gotten some message from people from South Korea, from people from Japan, and people from the UK, some investors in the UK, personally reaching out to me to expand to that basis. But I personally have this belief of you need to focus on something, get it working, right? Get it working, get some live project from this stuff, then you try to expand. Because you expanding at this point might look like you leaving your attention from the foundation and focusing on top. So currently, in the coming months, in the coming years, because we're about 1 year old now, so in the coming months, in the coming years, we're looking at expanding to other African countries and other African countries. I'm also looking forward to going to the UK and also to the US, right? I also got a message from the US also coming to one of the universities to talk about blockchain, also talking about Sui blockchain. Thank you. Good. Do you have any question? All right. Thank you very much, guys, for listening. It's really my pleasure. Thank you.